Hey everyone, Meinke here from MLive&apos, joined by Justin Rogers. Lions back at it on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a 2-10 team, Justin, but a team that's been playing a little bit better of late, especially on defense. How do you see this one breaking out?
7 of those 10 losses by one score. This Tampa Bay team, I don't want to make it look like they're a good football team. They've lost 10 games for a reason, but the defense is playing a lot better.
Yeah.
Over a 6-game stretch, they haven't allowed an opponent to gain more than 330 yards. The last 3 games, opponents are averaging 14 points, something like 270 in yardage. It's really low. It's very impressive. The numbers are better over their last 3-game stretch than what the Lions have done all season. Gerald McCoy is a monster in the middle. I think that's where it all starts. And like the Bears, they play a lot of zone defense, but a much more talented secondary. So I think this game is going to be competitive. I think it's going to be low scoring.
The Bucs have allowed about 18 points per game over the past month, so it's very comparable with what the Lions have done all season on defense. They're at about 17.3, I believe. So just think about how good the Lions have been defensively, and that's basically what the Bucs have done over the past month. So they're pretty good. They got some playmakers. Gerald McCoy is as good as they come. He's Ndamukong Suh plus half a step or something like that. At least in terms of the analytics and the stats, he's right there hand in hand with Suh. I mean, this is a team with some playmakers. They just have holes, and you can punch holes in them, and that's what there's a reason they're 2-10, and you're going to listen to the Lions prop them up all week, but at the end of the day, it's a 2-10 team coming into your place. You're in a playoff chase, and you have to win a game like this.
And the whole starts with their quarterback. Josh McCown is not a good quarterback. He's not an NFL starter.
He's an NFL starter, just maybe
he's
he
in name only. Yeah, no, I think a very good backup, a guy capable of coming in and filling in, but as a full-time starter, it's not a great fit. They're going to be drafting a quarterback, I would have to imagine, this offseason. They're lined up right now for the number 2 pick. 2 great wide receivers, big monster wide receivers, very similar to what the Lions saw last week in Chicago with Marshall and Jeffrey. That's what you got here in Jackson and Evans. A capable run game, but I think at this point we can pretty much rule out anybody running against Detroit effectively. So, it's going to boil down to the Lions getting pressure on McCown and forcing mistakes.
And defending these receivers. I mean, Mike Evans, a guy the Lions explored in the draft. I liked him a lot. I thought at one point the Lions might go after him. I had heard some things about the Lions draft evaluating him extremely high.
Sure.
But that makes sense in retrospect because other teams did as well, and that's why he went. I think it was number 7, right, to the Bucs. And he's had a hell of a rookie season for Tampa Bay, 8 touchdowns. And this guy's for real. He's 6'5". That's gonna be a tough matchup for the Lions. Secondary, I think he's the one guy who could really beat you. I mean, Jackson's good too, but it's not going to be the run game. If the Bucs are going to do anything, it's going to be through the air, and that puts more pressure, more emphasis on the defensive line getting pressure and forcing McCown into mistakes.
This is a great rookie receiver class, and I think Evans has been the best of the bunch. Somebody tweeted out a stat the other day comparing his first 11 games to Kelvin Johnson's last 11 games that he's played, and Evans' numbers are better. He has more catches, more yards, more touchdowns. Obviously, it's a very small sample size, but the guy does everything. He blocks well. I don't know if you guys have seen the video where he just decimates a Bengals cornerback last week with a block.
If you haven't seen it, pause this video right now. Go watch it. Come back. It's worth your time. It's pretty cool.
He's got amazing hands for a big wide receiver. He just doesn't put a lot on the ground. We knew that coming out in his college scouting report. He's going to be a matchup nightmare for the Lions, even though they covered well. It's going to be a tough day for Mathis or Slay, whoever's on that side of the field with him.
Score.
As I mentioned, I think it's going to be low scoring. I like the way the Lions offense clicked against the Bears. I think they can replicate some of that success against the zone defenses that Tampa runs. Lovie Smith's Tampa 2. Or Rod Marinelli's Tampa 2, however you guys want to fondly remember it. I've got it 23-13. I just don't think the Bucs are going to score.
I see it similarly. 20-13 Lions. I think this defense is for real for Tampa Bay. We were just talking off camera about that. This defense is a pretty good defense, and I think the Lions, they've had their share of struggles on offense. But at the end of the day, I think the Lions' defense would be way too much for the Buccaneers and force them into some mistakes and set up good field position for the Lions. I just see them prevailing, especially at home and with as much as they have to play for.
We had a lot of punts in this game.
Just ready, Sam Martin.
Yeah.
For Justin Rogers, I'm Meinke. We are MLive. Keep it right here.